Hello and welcome back. This is Dropbox Activity 4. It'll be a little different today. At the midway point, I'm going to have you pause and write a few things down or type a few things on a Word document, and then press play again for me to have the actual response to your activity, what I would normally put the following day. I want this really to be more of a cause and effect sort of environment, so you can actually work with this as you really would in the classroom and get the immediate response that from your professor that this assignment in this activity today will do. So it's titled "The Language of Racism," and it's really designed to identify characteristics of our vocabulary, linguistically speaking, how there are certain racist tones and meanings that maybe we don't even recognize in our everyday speech. So in order to do this, now I want you to either have your Word document out or just a piece of paper. Eventually you're going to type these up and put them in the Dropbox. But I want you to come up with 8 two-word phrases with the word white in them. For example, you can't use this on your assignment. I'll give you 2. White wedding. Another one might be White House. So come up with 8 more that have the word, 2-word phrases that have the word white in them. And don't be shy. I've had a lot of students come up with phrases that they were concerned in class if they were going to be a little controversial or if in any way they were offensive. This is a one-on-one environment with you and me here on this video. So, and then what you put in the Dropbox, I'm the only one reading. So don't feel offended, or that you might be offending anyone. There's a purpose to this exercise, and it might actually pull out a response from you that is, where you say, wow, I had no idea some of the words I use are actually offensive. So do that with the word white. Then what I'm going to want you to do is make a column of 2-word phrases that use the word black. Again, just like we had White House and White Wedding, maybe Black Sheep, for example. So come up with a list of 8 2-word phrases for white and 8 2-word phrases for black. Now I'm going to ask you to pause this right now and do that. And please do this because you'll find most students in the class really enjoy this exercise when they follow the way they're supposed to do this. So please pause this now. And you probably now have pressed play after you've completed the 2 lists. When doing this now, take a look at the column or the list of 2-word phrases that you've come up with the word white. When I've done this in class in the past, examples have been Snow White, White Wedding, White Collar. Someone then has added maybe 3 and said White Collar Crime. My favorite, that someone used in class, White Trash. But when you think about all of these phrases, another one, whiteboard versus a chalkboard or a blackboard. When you think about these phrases, there's a lot of positive or maybe at least not negative connotation with the meaning. White wedding, this purity of the wedding, and whiteboard. Well, that's a modern invention. The earlier usage was the chalkboard, also referred to as the blackboard. So modern is usually thought of as positive, and the whiteboard is now this modern invention. Also, you don't have that screeching of the nails on a chalkboard that you can't have that with a whiteboard. So maybe you're not thinking in so much negative terms, but there's certainly something very positive about that. White collar or white collar crime. Well, that is a crime, but largely the middle or upper middle class or wealthy elites participate in such deviant activity. But when punished, they're not put in maximum security prisons or seen as a detriment to society. They didn't get away with something and they were punished. And a good example of this is Martha Stewart. She committed a white-collar crime. She went to prison, and that prison has also been nicknamed Camp Cupcake because of the very minimum or minimal security involved. It's really more like a country club, some people have described. So that's associated with that. Now, white trash. Well, if someone is, say, referred to as white trash, there's still a privilege with being white. And that term, white trash, goes back to the antebellum South, where someone may have been seen as low in society, but white trash still had citizenship. They still had power in society more so than black slaves did, because they did not have citizenship. They did not have the rights guaranteed under the 14th Amendment. So there's the meaning behind white. But if you look at the words that you came up with, the phrases that you came up with the word black, you might have come up with black sheep, blackball, black plague, blackout, let's see, black market. And all of these things are associated with something illicit or criminal or just not positive in society. If you're blackballed, you are ostracized. If you're a black sheep, similar to the blackball comment. Blackout, well, the power is out. You know, that's, yes, it came from the phrase, came from the idea that, well, there's no power, there's no light, it's nighttime, so it's just a blackout. But when we think of blackout, we think of it as not a positive thing. So the word black, historically, has had so many different negative meanings associated with it that linguistically we don't even realize we're using those words. So hopefully this exercise was useful, and you can see how just in everyday society we use words and phrases that are associated with also a skin color or an identity, a white person or a black person. These ideas, these identities, using those words, you can see how there are negative and positive associations with each word and various meanings. Thank you.